What's going on, guys? I've got a flying tip for you, or it's actually an experiment. This is another frequent topic I run into on drone forums: LUTs. A LUT, or a lookup table, is a modifier or preset that changes an image from one color flavor to another color flavor. This is a super fundamental definition because there is some serious color science going on behind the scenes to make this happen. Also, there is a difference between a 1D LUT and a 3D LUT. I'm not going to get into that here though. I look at a LUT a bit different, and I think many of you have the same expectation for LUTs. I want a LUT to be predictable and repeatable. I want a LUT to color correct my D-Log footage from my Phantom 3 standard. Okay, so what is D-Log? Well, that's just DJI's name for a flat, low contrast, unsaturated color profile, giving the user the widest color gamut possible. Other camera manufacturers have similar names for their log profiles. Canon has C-Log, Sony is S-Log. Well, you get the idea. I've run into a few sites that sell LUTs, but none of these have really worked for me because they don't give me the results I expect. So I started thinking, can I make my own? So just to be clear, this is kind of an experiment. My goal here is to create a LUT that can give me a no surprise, reasonable correct color. I want to produce two LUTs, one in sunny conditions and one in cloudy overcast conditions. Now the tools I'm using are Final Cut Pro 10 and Color Finale. I wanted to share this experiment with you. So let's go outside and set up the scene. So we're here in straight daylight, and I've set up a range of colors here, including black velvet on the right. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in the Southwest. I've already imported the DJI footage into Final Cut Pro 10. Now I want to apply the Color Finale Pro plugin by dragging it over the scene in the timeline. I want to open up the control panel and let's go to the color wheels. The first thing I want to apply is my lift. Now if I pick the black square on the color checker, my blacks, my shadows, clip out. Note on the scope that the values go underneath 0. That's not what I want. Let's undo that. Let's go back to the color picker on the lift. And this time I'm going to pick black velvet because black velvet is D max in this scene, so it makes sense to pick it. So I'm going to pick that and take note. My shadows have detail now. That's exactly what I was expecting. Now I'm going to go to gain, take that color picker, and use the white square on the X-RITE color checker. Click that. And that's pretty nice, but it's a little bright for me. So I'm going to go into gamma and just bring the slider down just a little bit. That's pretty nice. All right, now if we go back to the scope, the black is just barely going underneath 0. So I'm going to go back to lift and raise that just a tiny bit so that it just goes right above the line, right there. All right, that looks good. Now what I like to do is go to my saturation scale on the right, go and slide it all the way to the top. Now I'm seeing an overall red cast. So to counteract that, I'm going to go to gamma and bring that down just a little bit. Right there. Bring saturation down, and there's my color. It's exactly what I want. Now I'm going to go to the very important button on the right, on the top, to the Color Finale plugin, and click the little gear, and there's the Export as LUT. I'm going to call that DJI Daylight. Save it, and my LUT has been created. Now I'm going to close this out and reset. Let's delete that. Reapply the plugin. Open the control panel again, but this time I'm going to open the LUT controller and choose the DJI Daylight I just created. And there's my color. It's predictable and repeatable. So now it's time to apply that to some other footage. So let's do my favorite part. Let's go fly.